Hey everyone, Random Randy here. This is Yarn Talk episode Quadriginta Duo, or 42. That's Latin, by the way. Fun useless fact about me, I took Latin for a combined total of 7 years between middle school and high school. Why? Why not? So many languages are based off of Latin that I thought it would help me pick up bits and pieces of other languages more easily, and to be perfectly honest, it kind of did work that way. So, random, but there you go. If you are also watching the Vlogmas videos, you will notice that I am wearing the same outfit that I am wearing in the video for the 6th of December. Because I am going to film Yarn Talk today and post it tomorrow on the 7th, so I can take a day off from attempting to film and edit to really buckle down and get some stuff done. I have a lot of housework I'm going to be doing again today, even though I just did that huge mountain of dishes the other day and did so much laundry, and now I have 2 more baskets full of laundry to fold. Mom life, right? It never ends. Anyway, so rather than going on and on about a lot of life stuff, because you will have heard most of it by the time you see this, I'm gonna jump right into the things I have finished and what I'm still working on. So, first off, of course, because doesn't there have to be another one in every episode? Hopefully there will be more than just one in the next one after this, because, oh Lord. Because the craft sale is the 15th, which is not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after. I might have a panic attack now. Anyway, octopus. This is made with Karen Simply Soft. Do I have it anywhere where I can reach? Karen Simply Soft paints, and this is the Rainbow Bright colorway. There's one that I've got done, and I actually use this bag and just put all of my finished objects in there every week. That way I don't have to hunt and search for things. I can just pull them out of the bag and show you what I got. I also have 2 dishcloths. They are both made with the same pattern or recipe. They're both made with linen stitch. The red one is Bernat Handicrafter cotton, and it's a holiday yarn with silver metallic through it, and as you can see it's also red. And this is Lily Sugar and Cream Country Stripes, I believe. Yes, Country Stripes. As you can see, it's a variety of blues and greens, and it's self-striping. But linen stitch is essentially you start with a chain of an even number of stitches, you do a single crochet into the 3rd stitch from your hook, then you chain 1, skip the next stitch, do another single crochet, chain 1, skip, single crochet, chain 1, skip, single crochet. You do that all the way to the end, chain 2, flip it over, repeat. Essentially you're putting single crochets into each chain 1 space. So I got 2 of those done. These go super quick. This is probably going to be my new go-to pattern for making washcloths. These are made with an eye hook, which is nice because it goes super quick, but because of the way the stitches overlap, there isn't a lot of space. When you stretch it this way, it has no stretch pretty much. This way there's quite a bit of space though. Hunter, quiet please, bud. Please, please. So I've got those. And I have so many things in my scrap ball bin. I really need to make some more little things to use those up. I made a kid-sized Rosie wrap with the Hirschner's Holiday Sequins yarn. I showed you the adult version of this last week. Why is the focus thingy way up there? Bring it down. There we go. Alright, so this is the 2 to 5 year old size of this, of the Rosie wrap. Pretty much all I do is I have a chart that has had circumference and hat sizes for people of different sizes, all the way from preemie up to extra extra large adult, and I just go by what the size is on the chart, and I've never had a problem with it. Sometimes I'll give it an extra ½ inch worth of size if I'm worried that it might be a little bit too tight, but because this yarn isn't really very stretchy with the metallic in it, it's not hyper stretchy. But I made one of these to go with the adult one because there's a friend of mine who I, like I said last week, went to high school with, and she would like one for her and her daughter, so I now have those. And I will ask her if she's still interested. If she is, cool, and if not, then I'll just have them in my stock for stuff to take to the show. No big deal. There's that. I also finished the first panel for my His and Hers outdoor sweater. Yay! So this is, as per the usual with me, going off pattern. This is the shoulder flaps up top. This is supposed to be a normal, in the pattern it's just a normal belt length sweater, but me being me, and it is getting cooler outside, I like having my lower regions, my hindquarters, better covered when I go outside, especially if I'm wearing a jacket that might gap if I have to lean in to buckle the kids in the car seat. Nobody likes icy cold air going up their back and down their rump. Just, let's be perfectly honest, that's one of everybody's least favorite parts of this time of year, is the draft. So, to prevent that, I made this tunic length. I believe the main body before you got to the armhole decreases was supposed to be 16 inches, and I had made it 20, so the extra 4 inches, I held it up against my back just to make sure it goes just about to the bottom of my butt. So good coverage if I just wanted to wear leggings. Definitely good. And this is made with Deborah Norville's Everyday Yarn in the Lava colorway. I actually did get the lower ribbing started for the second panel, but I'm probably not really going to get to work on it much until after the show, just because anytime I take a break to do yarn work for me when I'm trying to prep for a craft fair, I feel like I'm procrastinating and I'm putting it off and I'm delaying things, and the anxiety just kind of ramps itself right up and explodes in a cloud of my children and husband wanting nothing to do with me. So I'm trying to avoid that this time around. So there's for me crochet, which doesn't usually happen, let's be perfectly honest. And I've got 2 more things that are done. So this is a super cute hat. Very simple, basic, well, mostly basic design, I say. This is done in double crochet. This row here that sticks out, that looks like a braid that goes along the last row of white into the gray here, this is actually through the 3rd loop, which if you look at the top of your crochet and you tip it, you can see there's an extra bar. If you go into that, then it gives you this really cool braided look. It's very weird to get used to at first, but the results are really awesome. What's up, buddy?
So I'm keeping these on so I can lay them in bed and I don't leave that.
Okay. And this entire gray section is just basic double crochet. And this portion of the black just before the ribbing, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the texture or not. I will try, but I make no guarantees. I don't know if it'll focus. You can kind of sort of see it. So this black section here before you get to the ribbing is actually single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. When you get to the end, you join it, do your chain 2, and then you actually turn it, which is really super weird to be working on the inside of something in the round to me. And then you do the same thing going back in the opposite direction. So your single crochets will top your double crochets will top your single crochets. So you get this really cool texture. I should have done it with the gray part so you could actually see it, so you can feel it. but you can't see it. And then this is just a front post, back post, double crochet ribbing. Usually I only do 2 rounds, and I ended up doing, I want to say 4. Yeah, I ended up doing 4 rounds of that. And the top, the pom-pom, the dark purple pom-pom, is more Deborah Norville Everyday Yarn. Do I have what's left of that here? Yeah, that is the aubergine colorway. This is all that I have left of this ball. So this hat is made entirely from scrap balls, and just so happened to turn out to be, if you were to flip it in this direction, the color scheme for the asexual pride flag, which I thought was pretty cool that it turned out that way. Now, my only issue with potentially marketing it that way is with it being inverted, with the purple being on top rather than the black being on top. Would it be considered to be disrespectful to display the colors in that way? Because I know with a lot of things, like if you were to fly the American flag upside down, it is considered to be disrespectful. Multiple other things, if you invert the symbol, it's a super, super bad thing. So if anybody knows anyone, or they themselves identify as asexual, would it be considered offensive to market this as an asexual pride item? Just curious. I do have a few friends I can ask. I haven't gotten to talk to them yet. I have more friends who identify as pan than ace, so I'm not really sure if they'd have the right opinions or not. I guess I'll just have to ask. That's the only way I'll find out. So there's that, and that's all acrylic yarns. This is all I've got left of it. Little purple scrunch of sadness. And the other thing is I finally finished my knitted cat beanie. Oh my lord, I cannot believe that I was making like 3 of these a month at this time last year. I don't know how I did it. So, this is one of those cool cat ear hats. You put it on, you pull it down, and because your head is round, but this is square, it actually makes the parts up here pop like ears. This hat is made with an acrylic wool mohair blend that I got from Hirschner's. I used to have a different gray, black, white mottled yarn that I used that didn't have the mohair, but once I started running out of the one that I was using, because I was seriously getting an order for one of these a week last year, and it was stressing me out because I am not a super speedy knitter, and even though this is bulky yarn, forever. I want to say that one of these hats, which it's, I mean, if you're wondering what to do if you want to learn how to knit, and the idea of doing a 60-inch long scarf bores the hell out of you, as it should in my opinion, because who wants to do garter stitch for that long? Learn how to knit in the round, and all you need to do this is knit and purl. I have a knit to purl to ribbing around the bottom edge, and then the whole rest of it is just stockinette in the round. And this is with bulky yarn. I want to say it takes me about 5-6 hours solid to do one of these, as opposed to 1.5 hours usually for a crocheted hat. So a lot of work, a lot of work. And then I do a 3-needle bind off on top rather than stitching it together. I suppose you could Kitchener stitch it together if you really wanted to. I didn't want to. So I've always just done a 3-needle bind off, and as you can see, you turn it so your work is inside out when you do it. So it does give you this little bit of a lip, but if I can get it close enough so you can see that the rows of the knitting line up pretty close. It's pretty awesome. And the inside just has this teeny tiny little bump of a seam, so it's not anything that's going to irritate any heads wearing it. It's pretty awesome. 3-needle bind off is honestly my favorite bind off method for knitting. Like I said, I'm not a big pro knitter. I like stockinette in the round because it's pretty much mindless. Once you get past the annoyance of the ribbing, The casting on and the ribbing are my least favorite parts. I actually didn't mind cabled knitting the few times that I tried it, but I've actually sold off the few things that I had made that were cabled. So there's my last finished object. The only thing that I have right now, oh, I take that back. I have one more thing that I don't know. I kind of want to either add to it or rip it back and make it smaller. So I was planning on making this into a cowl or a neck warmer. However, I made it a bit wider than I thought I had, so it's not really super tall like I wanted it to be. It's gonna look funky because I'm already wearing a cowl neck tunic anyhow, but yeah. I mean, if I could get it tucked into my shirt enough that it's actually not hovering in midair, there we go. So, you know, it's tall enough that it could cover your face. But I don't know, I just feel like it's not quite what I wanted it to be. So, I don't know. I might add another ball of yarn to it. I was kind of hoping to just use one ball for it, so maybe I'll have to make the next one, just make it a couple stitches smaller and see if I can make it taller that way. Because with this I was using an L hook and I chained 52. I do 52? Yeah. This is all done in half double crochet. I did a chainless half double crochet foundation chain. And like I was talking about with the scrap ball hat, I went through the third loop for all of these rows that you see that are super pronounced and sticking out. Those are actually through the third loop on the back. If it will maybe focus, maybe. Oh, there we go, focus. So this is made with Deborah Norville Serenity Chunky yarn. As you can see, it's got sequins in it. I have a couple more balls of this. I really just want to find something that I can do in just one ball and get it all gone and done, because I really want to clear off some space in the chunky yarn shelf. So maybe I'll have to experiment with it. Like, I have so much of this yarn, which now that I have it in front of me, this yarn, for the record, is called Dragonfly. The colorway is Dragonfly. This is Loops and Threads Charisma, which is a Michaels yarn. It's a bulky weight yarn, so it's a 5. I have collected a whole bunch of them. I have tried everything with them, from making hats to making crop tops. I did make a messy bun hat with one, I think last week, either last week or the week before. I don't remember. But I have a whole bunch in this, and I have a whole bunch of Charisma also in this black raspberry colorway, which is pink and black and gray. I'm not a pink person, but apparently I like it when it's mixed with darker, more muted colors. Probably would never wear it, but it's there. So I really want to use up some more of my bulky yarn this week. I want to get some more amigurumi made. I was planning, I don't know, I really wanted to make a whole bunch of narwhals to take with me, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time. For some reason I thought I still had 2 weeks, and I've only got a week and a half at this point, so now I'm kind of having a bit of a freak out. So I want to make a few more Rosie wraps. I have the 1-0 Lovey, which I'm kind of hoping nobody buys before the show. I don't know. I'm really torn on that. Don't get me wrong, I want to sell more, but I don't want to have to make a bunch of them to take with me, you know? I want to have at least 2 or 3 with me, but they take so much time just to construct that I don't think I'm going to have a lot. So those will probably sell out. I want to make a few voodoo dolls. I want to make some narwhals. I want to make some more octopi. I don't have enough hands, and I don't have enough hours in the day to get everything done that I want to get done in regards to this show. But I guess that's really it for yarny stuff for this week. So I am actually going to go catch a really short nap because the boys were up before 6 this morning. After taking my nap yesterday, I didn't get to sleep until about, I think it was 1:30-ish when I finally fell asleep last night. So I did sleep quite well because my sleep was short. However, I've been up long enough that my energy is starting to wane. I'm starting to reduce my coffee intake. So I'm kind of floundering right now. But anyway, so rather than rambling on and on and on, if you want to know all the other stuff that's going on, head over to the Vlogmas video for the 6th, and you will be able to hear all about that, because after I take my nap, I'm going to finish recording stuff for that. I have some footage from this morning to add to it, and I will catch you guys all next time. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Bye.